Hello, everybody, and welcome to Connect to Create. I'm Kathy Ondas with Simply Cards by Kathy, and today is Thursday, December 29th, 2022. It's hard to believe we're almost to the end of the year. Now, if you're new to Connect to Create, welcome. And it is a collaboration between myself and a friend and another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, Pat Fairless from Fairless Stamp and Flair. And our whole goal is that each week we alternate and bring you some tips and tricks and techniques for adding to your paper crafting and card making. So this week I am going to show you how to do the masking tape technique to create backgrounds for your cards. And I can't tell you it isn't messy, because it definitely is, but it does create some beautiful backgrounds for you. So I am going to flip this camera over to my desktop and we're going to get started. Okay, hopefully you can see, I just have a piece of paper here. It's my guide to kind of keep me in the center of the screen so you can see what I'm doing. So this is a super easy technique. All you need is paper, some masking tape, or in this case, I have painter's tape, and your stamp pads. That's it. So I am going to create two backgrounds for you. One that is vertical and one that's horizontal. And then I'm going to show you the cards that I used them in. Now, I always start off with a piece of paper that's, or a piece of cardstock, I'm sorry, that's a little bit larger than I'm going to maybe use, and that gives me some wiggle room to trim. These happen to be by 4 by 5 1/4, because I know I'm going to mount them on some cardstock and trim them down to 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm going to open up my stamp pads, and this first one, we are going to be using Starry Sky, Gray Granite, and Balmy Blue. And my whole goal is to create a like a winter background or a winter sky. So I'm going to pull this down just a little bit here where you should be able to still see it. And I'm going to open up my stamp pads. So that's Starry Sky. Then we're going to go with Gray Granite and then Balmy Blue. Now, when you're using your painter's tape or masking tape, it doesn't really matter which one you use. I am going to tell you, you're going to get inky. So you may want to keep some hand sanitizer or some wipes on your desk, because you don't want to transfer that to your cardstock. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of tear a piece, and this one's going to go horizontally in a landscape. So I'm going to tear a piece of tape that allows me to have some room on the ends to hold, and we're going to start off with Starry Sky. So what I'm going to do is move my tape across the ink pad and just kind of press into it so that I pick up that ink. Very easy. Now, I'm going to turn it over and take a look, and I'm going to go back and just add a little bit more because I missed on the edge. So I'm going to turn it over so you can see. And the reason I went back is so I could even up that the ink on my tape. Now you're going to see some bare spots. I'm perfectly okay with that, because I actually like that it looks like I have some snow on my scene. So you're going to lay it down and you're simply going to give it a light press. You're transferring that ink over to your cardstock. And then I'm going to just peel this back. Comes off very easily, and I'm going to set that off to the side. So I'm done with my Starry Sky. Now I'm going to do my Gray Granite. So I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm just going to bring this over here. And again, going to move my tape in, just lightly press to pick up the ink. and pick that up. And again, I have my ink. I'm going to lay this down. Now, I do want a little bit of white in between my colors. You can take it right up to it if you want to. I like that little bit of delineation between the colors. And now we're going to do our balmy blue. Now, is this a perfect color? No. You have some splotches. I have what looks like some snow in there, which when you see the card, you're going to see I loved that because it truly did look like I had a winter scene. So I'm going to take my tape here, and it is sticky. Okay, so this is our balmy blue. So I'm going to go ahead and lightly press to pick up my ink. I'm going to move this down along again. And I'm going to lay this down right along here. And then I'm just simply going to peel this back. And there's my background. Now I know it may not look like much, but we're going to hang on, and I'm going to show you the card for this one in a minute. So I'm going to close these up, and we're going to do one more. And the colors I'm going to do are very different. I'm going to go with So Saffron, Pale Papaya, Calypso Coral. Let's move this off to the side. And Pear Pizzazz. So let's go ahead and open these up. And then I'm excited to show you the cards. Now, when I'm doing the cards, I'm going to show you I stamped right on to my backgrounds. But you can do just about anything. You can add cutouts, whatever. So let's move these here. Let's bring in. This is a piece, again, 4 by 5 1/4 to trim down. And I have this going upright or vertically. So I'm going to tear a piece of tape, and my first one is going to be the Pear Pizzazz. So I'm going to pick up my ink. And I'm going to start at the bottom here. So I'm going to go up here and just gently press across and pull back on my tape. Again, this is not an exact science. If you're looking for it to be crystal clear edges and perfect coverage, this isn't the technique for you. But it really is a great technique. It's quick, it's easy, and it adds some really interesting backgrounds. So I'm going to go down with my Calypso Coral, and we're going to pull back. Let me get this back up where you can see it. So there's that. Now we're going to do our Pale Papaya. And I'm going to turn this around. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. You were able to time for some family and friends and maybe even some crafting. And that you have some fun plans for the new year. Now you can see I dropped the tape and got a splotch there. I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going right over that with my ink. Again, always a way to fix your mistakes. Things like that, not worth getting upset about because you can always add an embellishment. You can stamp over it. Always ways to fix your mistakes for the most part. All right, and I'm finishing up here with So Saffron. So let's go across the top here. All right. So let's close up this ink pad and show you what we can do with these. So here's our two pieces of, um, of a layer with our technique of the painter's tape or masking tape technique. So I'm going to bring in my first card for this one. And I did trim this down. I wanted a winter scene of just thinking of you. So I trimmed this down. This is 3 3/4 by 5, matted on a black that's 4 by 5 1/4. And this is on the gray granite that I used for my tape. And I used the painted 3D embossing folder for some texture to my background. And on the inside, I just stamped a tree and another greeting. So I really liked the way that looked, and stamping over the stamp set that I used for this was Beauty of Friendship. I used the tree, and I just wanted it to look like winter, so no leaves. So that's the first card. Now my second card for the brighter colors, I used Nature's Bundle. I'm going to bring that in. And I used the large stamp. And again, I trimmed this down to the 3 3/4 by 5. And I stamped directly over it on both of these cards. I just liked the look of it. It was quick, it was easy, and then wrapped some twine around there. And I stamped directly right on the thank you, right onto my layer. And then finished it up by matting the inside on basic black also. Now, could you do something different with this? You can do anything you want with it. You could have stamped something and then using the harvest dies, maybe cut out some of those dies and added it. But I really like the look of just stamping over it. So those are today's two cards using either the painter's tape or masking tape technique. I hope you enjoyed it. I am going to flip this back over to me. So I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. That helps both of us to grow our channel. And it also helps us to keep bringing you some techniques and just some fun ideas to incorporate into your card making and paper crafting. We love doing that for you. We have a lot of fun doing it and putting it into our own creations. I hope you all have a wonderful, safe, healthy, Happy New Year's, and Pat will be back with you next week when she brings you another technique. So have a great day, and we'll see you soon.